What's up, guys? Thank you. How about that? Yeah. Really? 46, man. Golly, yes. That sounds bad. Hey, I don't like saying it, you know? Jeez, 46. Yeah, I'll remind him when he gets to be my age. What you think of birthdays?
Is that still mid-40s or is that late?
I like mid. Yeah, I like mid. Although this time of year you start feeling even older than you really are. I feel a little older than I am right now, so yeah. I appreciate that. Right? Thank you.
What do you make of what happened in Cleveland?
Yeah, I thought unbelievable job by our team, just kind of staying composed, being poised. It's not often you look up, you find yourself down 20-6. I thought they really hung together. They were really calm on the sidelines, which was good. Loved some of the things that we were able to do big play-wise. The running game was great. Really the biggest thing I took out of it after the poise part was probably all the different situations that came up. You know, we had the 2-minute drive before the end of the half was really good for us to do, getting the touchdown. The 4-minute drive at the end of the game was really good. So all those things that come up, I mean, it just it was good to review those things, but also review it when you've had success. So that was cool.
Russell Wilson told us you challenge him every day. How do you challenge that, and how do you make the challenges fresh?
You know, number one, he's such a great competitor. I think I always try to find things that maybe he didn't do well the day before and point those out to him a little bit at different times. It's hard to find each day, but holding him accountable. You know, he wants to be pushed. He wants to be great. And so he and I have a great relationship. I'm able to challenge him on decisions or reads or, hey, why'd you do that? And sometimes he'll push back, and then we'll kind of talk it through. But I just enjoy coaching him. He's really a terrific competitor, and so point out some of his strengths and weaknesses. Like last game, he had another one that late in the game that he pulled down in the 4-minute situation. I said, hey, man, we've kind of seen this movie before, right, where you pull the ball and don't make much happen. Stuff like that's always fun.
In a normal game, when his numbers are so good, how many plays do you pull out and say what you're just saying? You could have done it better.
I mean, we grade every play. Every play we grade his footwork, his pass footwork, pass decision, his run game footwork, the accuracy of the throw. It's a very specific thing. And it's funny, whenever he gets the grade sheet, the very first thing he does, he goes and he highlights all his minuses. Like it's like clockwork. Like I'll be saying, hey, tell me what you think of the game. And he's be like, well, I thought the game went good, but he's highlighting, and in his mind he's going, well, I'm going to say that I don't agree with that grade. So you can see that those little minuses on the grade sheet really bother him. It depends. We grade pretty hard. Sometimes his pass footwork is where he probably gets the loosest and the most harsh grade. You guys can probably see that sometimes on the film. But a lot of times it works out pretty good for us.
What was going on with the headsets?
You know, the first play of the drive, he heard me, and then I was giving him the second play, and he was like, hey, I can't hear you. Sometimes that just happens, so you try to give it to him again. And so then there's a point where it's like, go. So then the next play, we're alerting the guys on the sideline. And there was probably 3 or 4 plays that he called. And so the guys upstairs were like, what'd you give him? I didn't give him anything. He did a great job. He did a really good job the whole drive. And I thought even getting down into the red zone, those are the harder areas to call. He was magnificent in that regard.
He was one of John Brown's touchdowns on that drive, right?
Yes. Yes. Yep. The one Jerron's first touchdown was that drive. Yeah. And so then there was a timeout or something happened. We were able to get a second helmet out to him. I don't remember at what point it was, but those last 1 or 2 or 3 plays, we switched out his helmet and got it working.
So you're saying he didn't just shut it off being was full of his time call?
That could, you know, I hadn't thought about that. I'm gonna have to ask him about that because he did get a big head in the preseason. You're like, this stuff's easy. But that's a really good question. But no, he did a great job, and honestly, at that point, you're more focused on getting it fixed. So it's more like, hey, we trust you, you go. Hey, what's going on? We try to get it fixed. Our equipment staff did a great job getting it fixed, but that happens from time to time. But maybe one of the longer, I think there was a good 3 to 5 plays in there that it happened. Same thing happened in Carolina last year. He did the same thing. So it's cool to see him have success doing it.
How do you decide to say, okay, Russell, do it, or versus have a receiver bring in the play, or what's the process like there?
Again, when he's in the mode that he was in and he was feeling good, it's hey, let go, 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 and then we had a couple receivers ready to run the play in. So you have that as a backup plan. But again, he was mixing it up nice, which was great. Yeah, sometimes you worry about guys getting in there and doing nothing but throwing it. They're quarterbacks, right? So that's what they want to do. But he mixed it in nice. He called a nice run for Chris that popped for a big play. That was his call. So, it takes some pressure off me too. Hey, Russ, you just want to take this thing? Go ahead, man.
You guys ran. We used like 1st and 10 from the 8. You guys ran to helmet in. Was that when?
Refresh my memory.
I think it was 4 plays. You had the pass to David Moore. That got to like the 8, and then at that point it's like, all right, things are getting tight. We should probably be able to talk to our quarterback at this point.
Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, he's always great. Like he always looks over. Hey, are we good? And so once it was good, then it was back. Because again, when I give him plays, usually the plays that we give him have a couple options of things that he can do. But he's really the type of guy, he would rather you give him the starting point and then, hey, let me fix it or let me change it if I don't like it. Most quarterbacks are that way. They don't like, if you just let them go, they get tired after, okay, I'm running out of plays. So he's always good with that as well.
When I covered Rich Gannon's Raiders, he said there were stadiums famous for those. It sounds like this is a hardware issue. Right, Miami was one.
Sure.
Are there still stadiums that are known for snafus?
There's ones where you expect it. I will not say what those ones are, but yes, there are certainly ones where you're like, hey, have a couple plays ready in case our headsets don't work. But that there is something to that.
The numbers are obviously really good for Russell this year. I saw one metric where numbers are even better against the blitz this season. Does that surprise you at all? And what has gone into that for him this year?
Year 2, comfort level with the protections and things that we're doing. Playing again with, it's really cool to see these young receivers just grow. So some of it's him being really decisive with his reads, knowing where they're going to be. But a lot of it I would just think is year 2. The protections, he's run them again. Justin Britt does a great job at the line of scrimmage. He drives so much of it, so Russ is able to kind of go and play. But I would say that's the biggest thing. He's very decisive right now. Yeah, we'll see quite a few blitzes this weekend, and again, they do a nice job of mixing it up. They'll play some coverage, but we expect to see quite a few pressures.
Are you familiar with the player, Marcus Peters? Or do you have any sort of feel of how Baltimore might use him, or is it more just he's being plugged in to do what the Ravens do?
Yeah, again, I think Marcus is a really good player. I really do. I think they obviously felt like they had a need, so they decided to make a move. He's really dangerous. He's really dangerous. He'll take some chances. Terrific ball skills. We expect that we'll see him out there, and again, he'll compete and play the way he normally does.
Big turnover, Brian, in their personnel from last season to this season. Did you see much change in their schematics, or pretty much same things that they're doing, just with different people?
Yeah, a lot of the same things. Coach Martindale does a great job with the defense. A lot of the same things. The pieces are different, right? Earl's different than Weddle. The up front guys are still really good players. The 2 inside interior guys, if there's 2 more stout guys in the league than Williams and Pierce, I think, they're going to be hard to find guys that are more stout than those guys against the run. But they have their own flavor with the new personalities and new players, but it's a lot of the same stuff that you saw last year.
Is there any ability that you think that you have to be aware of that Earl might know that he might be able to tip them off? Or is that something that's overrated?
I don't think so. He's such an instinctive player anyways. I don't think that there's things we sit there and we don't worry about. He's going to play on instincts. He's going to play on feel. He's going to study a bunch of film. So it's be a little bit of a cat and mouse game. But no, in terms of the game plan, there's nothing that we're saying, oh, we can't do this, or hey, we have to do that, or we're worried about that. We just know he's a really good football player and got great instincts.
How's Baltimore been using him?
A lot of the same things. He's sitting down in the post. Post, he'll come down some. Again, you still see the great reactions. You see him diagnosing things really quickly. They're using him in some of the blitz packages. So they're getting him involved, which is what you would expect from a really good football player.
You guys obviously trusted Chris Carson before this, but after that fumble point to now, how much more do you trust him? What has he shown you in the last 3 weeks?
Never lost confidence in him. Never did. Knew he'd have to fight through it. He did. But we never lost confidence in him. We knew he'd bounce back. It happens. Still a young player. What is he, year 3? Is that right? Year 3? That's crazy. So the fact he fought through it, and has done so well shows you the type of makeup that he has. So thrilled with the way he's playing, finishing runs. Just can't say enough about him.
After the game, you guys didn't have to change anything offensively with the 2 linemen out. Just how impressed were you with what George and Jamarco did?
Big time. Even going back with Jamarco the week before against the Rams Thursday night, getting pressed into duty against the Rams. George going in, he played really well. Those 2 really good defensive ends we just played last week in Vernon and Miles. Both guys were really, 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 really good. Played at a very high level. And the cool thing is when Russ feels it. Like Russ said to me just the other day, he said, man, Jamarco's playing really good football. That's saying a lot when your quarterback who's standing right back there a couple yards behind you is feeling that. So pleased with both of them.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir.
All right.